The following podcast will contain graphic, disgusting, crass, foul, mature, and immature content.
This is Kolvikk Darkseed. I'm a half-orc cleric, and I'm really into CrossFit and spreading my dark seed. Shakes.
I am Melvin Hardney. I am a high elf wizard. Unfortunately, sometimes I turn people inside out.
I am Roscoe Toscobble. I drink to forget, and I fight to remember.
Previously on the Very Good Adventuring Team.
So you guys have exited combat on this side of the wall.
There's no way to do it without like a spear we can ram all the way through him. What are we, Vlad the Impaler? I'll put on the stupid romper.
A cheese wheel. You don't find anything of value.
Fucking cheese wheels.
Are we
Burn
going?
this motherfucker down on our way out.
Yeah, I'm for that.
I guess we're heading out.
You've probably been wondering why, what you're fighting for. Well, rather, what I'm asking you to fight for. Would you like me to show you?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
And it's because of this, you hear Exut say. This is the Western Temple, the seat of life on the continent of Taos. Inside of this cube rests a divine artifact. This is why the land around you is vibrant and lush and cannot help but grow and produce life beyond countermeasure. The Eastern Temple, she says. This is the counterpart to what we saw in the West. You notice the difference, don't you? Nothing grows here. There is no life. There's no death. There's simply the rock and the water. This is the purpose I set out before you. To restore the balance. To let life, and yes, also death, flow as it should. As it was intended, to prevent the death of not only countless living beings, but of the land itself.
Well, now that we have a whole line of information that we know, we kind of know the grand scheme of what we're looking for. Kind of weighs on my mind a little bit. It's bigger than what I ever thought leaving my homestead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a whole world out there for you guys to explore and find out things about. Huzzah.
I'm gonna... Oh, well, Exut's not here anymore, is she?
Nope, she took off.
Damn it.
So basically, she's, if I remember right, there's another cube similar to the one we found that we need to re-energize in some fashion, correct?
Yeah, the short of this is you've got two land masses, two continents, and then like this island in the middle. And on that island in the middle is what she referred to as the fountain. And the fountain is used to recharge these two halves of what looks like a big cup or a trophy. A chalice is what I've been referring to it in my head as. The way that it's supposed to work is each of those two halves are supposed to go to their respective continents. So you've got half over on the continent you guys live on, which is Taos, Taus, and Errol, Erol, is the other continent. Right now, the impression that you've got is that both halves of this chalice are on the continent where you guys are. And so all of the glorious life-giving energy that should be being split between the two lands is actually all being used up by your side of things.
So I'm sorry. Was it two halves of a chalice?
Yep.
Okay. And so are we thinking both those halves are in that cube that we found?
Yes.
So our next steps would be to get one of those halves out?
Both of them.
So I don't remember if I explained this very well during the time, but it's not like there's no way that you guys can get into it. Like she was saying even her divine magic isn't enough to get in there. But at some point, the door opens.
Right, because there's is it a yearly ceremony or something like that?
It's a long time in between. I don't think that
It's
you
like a
guys
turn
know.
or something like that.
A turn is the
The technical term. We don't
turn
even
is
know.
the term.
Yeah, nobody knows how many turns there actually are, but it's foretold that we're at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And the cube opens at that time.
Yep, there's a doorway on it that will open up.
How long will it stay open for?
So I know this is kind of weird because I'm not sure that I necessarily want to. I don't know how I want to explain this to you guys because it's like it's not stuff that you know, but I have answers for, so I'm not sure how to like.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, if she
like
didn't tell us, then we're just asking this guy around each other.
And I don't think you. I mean, you guys didn't really ask Exut the last time, but I mean, the next time you see her,
All right.
I mean, you could ask more of these questions of her directly, but I can't think of a reason why you guys as characters would know this stuff yet.
All right, that's fine. Let's just keep it to things that we should know or that we learned last time. So basically there'll be a ceremony. At that point, we have an opportunity to make things right. And the reason why we want to do this is to restore balance to the world. Exut's interested in it because, well, let me ask this. It restores some balance to the world, but Exut explained it in a way that she was interested because more life means eventually more death and the cycle continues and so on. But why is there less life with how things are set up right now? I mean, basically we just have twice as much life on one continent, it would seem.
So the way that she was explaining it to you, and I don't think, whatever, I'll just fucking tell you this. So basically, there's like, for magic reasons, right? I don't have this all 100% logicked out, but there's supposed to be, like, every turn, these two chalices get refilled. They get sent out to the two islands, and then that's, like, where the life force flows into these continents. And it's been so long since that life force has been in use on the other continent that she's worried that it's basically going to go sterile.
Looks like we got ourselves a Moana situation here.
I was actually thinking The Martian, where like...
Looks like we have ourselves the Martian situation here.
like where his soil gets like exposed to space and everything dies. Like, you can't create new microbes and blah, blah, blah all that easily in that scenario. In this one, it's just like that it would have gone so long that it would be more or less unrecoverable. The other flip side of that, by the way, is that, you know, the candle that burns twice as fast burns half as long kind of thing, or like the continent that you guys are on. And again, I don't think Exut said this in the last conversation, but it is part of what's implied here is that you can effectively use up the capacity for storing and using life on the continent that you're on because it's been pushed so hard for so long.
Okay, so it would eventually burn out, we feel. Okay, that changes things.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I was thinking, so far we're on the better end of things. I mean, we got what we need, so why should we care? But no, it's a little bit, I can't really be as
It's a very American way of looking at it.
Yep.
I was trying not to lean towards any...
At this point, you guys are now aware of this as like the major sort of plot line, right? So I am not telling you guys what to do. Like, basically, the way that I planned this all out in advance was that there's a world that you live in, and there's things that are going to happen in sequence in that world over a course of time as we're playing the campaign. And you can influence those events, you can not influence them, you can be a part of them in whatever way you want. And then the end choice, now that you basically already know what it's going to be, is you guys can take that chalice back to that fountain on this island when the appropriate time comes around.
On the island or the other continent?
You like charge it up first at the island.
Is that island Valyria in the Narrow Sea?
What's up?
I don't know.
No. And then from there, I mean, you guys can choose. You guys can choose to bring it back to where you're at and keep the cycle going, because like all you really have at this point is Exut's word for it that that's the way things are going.
We haven't really heard from any of the other demigods at this point.
Well,
Which we've been trying to. We're sending message. We're slipping mail into freaking doorways.
Right.
No one's contacting us.
So the other side of it is you could take the whole thing, or you could split it, right, to put it on both sides. You could bring the whole thing back to your continent, or you could take the whole thing and go to the other continent. Or somebody else could also be trying to influence that, and other things could happen, whether or not you're a part of it. Like,
True.
the way that I'm trying to run this whole sequence and game and everything else is that, like, rather than, like, I'm trying to make you guys go do a specific thing, like, there's world events that'll happen around you, and you can...
What happens if we drink this water?
It's not actually water.
Oh.
What happens if we pee in the chalice?
It would hold it. It is cup-shaped.
You do that.
I'll laugh with it. Tinged with urine.
So this is generally known this is how the world works. Like other people in the world knows.
Not really. This has all been kind of a surprise to you guys.
So,
But presumably there are some people that know about this.
Presumably.
Yeah, because
At a minimum,
there
Exut.
was, yeah, then you were saying like there's scholars who kind of always debate about what this, because this is such an old thing that it probably hasn't happened for a while since the 2 islands are already dying at the last turn, and nobody's really done this task for so long. People probably forgot about it.
well, that's what I'm wondering. Are we going to have any help in this? Are there people who are designated to do this that, like, we're going to be inserting ourselves into the equation? Is there some kind of cult out there that's already planning to do?
Well, I think that's where
This,
Grace
that,
came
or the other
involved, because he said it has to be a child, right? That's
that's
what
a good
Exut
point.
was saying.
That was the thing that was said.
Yep, that was the thing. So it has to be a child to be able to do this, whether we know the child lives or dies or...
Well, she said, we'll need the child.
All right, so are we in game now? Are we back in Andon?
Yeah. So I'll, unless you had additional questions, I mean, or not questions, but like discussion amongst yourselves, you know.
This is actually blowing my mind. As a young half-orc, just experienced kind of the outside world. I'm feeling like I want to go to my parents and just kind of see what's going on. Just because, I mean, this is the biggest thing I've ever experienced in my whole life. Even though we've met gods, we've had this. I'm kind of weighing down on me right now.
How far away is your clan?
Not that far. It's just outside of town.
Mhm.
Let's go visit. What's the worst that could happen?
It's D&D, I mean, anything really, but
Mhm.
Hold my beer while I visit an orc clan.
I think you didn't really say it was a clan. It's really just like
Your family?
So
your
far,
immediate family.
Yeah, so far as immediate family and my siblings have gone off to study weird families of their own.
Orcs, I think, like Skyrim, where they have their own little
Yeah, it's true.
encampments.
Maybe.
It's your
thought.
family, man. We'll do it how you want to do it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good adaptation of. Maybe it's a clan that kind of keeps in touch mail-wise, or no. Fuck, I don't know. I
Dude,
never
there's-
thought of that. That's cool.
We
No, I
could,
think it's your call. I think it's already been kind of established that there hasn't been much said about like an entire clan. It's more just your family.
Yeah.
I was just thinking in my head, like that's how what I always think. Just because I don't like interact with orcs very much.
let's maybe let's table the visiting your family until after we can do the world building,
Okay.
or you and I could even just talk about some of that stuff outside
That
of
sounds
this
good.
if you wanted to as well.
All right. Then another thought. Where did you go to school, wizard? Where did you learn your wizardly ways?
I went to school at Pig Blisters College.
Of wizards and sorceresses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pig blisters.
Well, my thought is there might be some scholars or academic types that might know something about this wherever. Like, we should go to a different town. I don't think we're going to get many answers where we are.
Pig blisters is pretty fucking perfect. Like in my mind, I was rolling back and was like, "What is that code for?" Like, is that?
Or boar sores.
That's the other rival school.
Yeah,
Like
sores and pig blisters.
When they have
One's
the
East
Tri
Coast-
Wizard Cup, it's pig wart darts. Pig blisters, bore sores, and what's the third one?
This is good.
Probably like.
I like this.
Yep.
Wait, what was it, boy? What?
Bore sores. Sour herpes.
Herpes is probably a little too far.
I was thinking, yeah, pork lumps.
Sow lesions.
Sow sores.
Sow sores and bar sores.
Oh, man, we already have bore sores.
Yeah.
I like the alliteration more than I like
Bore
the
sores.
S's. So,
Sow scabs.
sow scabs.
Gross.
All right, cute. There it is.
Pig blisters.
I'm excited to hear how that, the
We-
Tri-Wizard Cup came
We,
on.
we are totally doing a Tri-Wizard Cup of some kind now. You're going to get an invite like from your alma mater or something like that.
That sounds awesome.
They need you to like come and like do the trough ceremony instead of the cup ceremony. It's a golden trough is the prize.
Do they have the sorting trough?
We're going to get a howler cease and desist.
But yeah, I went to Pig Blisters University of Wizarding.
That's perfect.
Should we talk to Aegis about selling the tower?
Would he want to, like, if he wants to buy it?
Maybe he could broker some kind of deal.
I say we put it out there. We got some. How much do you think that tower will go for?
I'd say.
I'd say let's rent it
50
out.
grand.
I'd say let's rent it out. See if he's got any tenants that need
Actually, I don't care about the tower. We should try to get ourselves into some trouble.
trouble, eh?
Trouble.
I'm going to see if I can find outside a game. I know that there's a couple of like reference material books for D&D on like what does it mean to own a tavern, or like the Dungeon Master Guide has some of that stuff, and I can pull some of it from there. But but there's a couple of other books out there because like you seem to be really interested in like a recurring revenue sort of thing, as
Mhm.
opposed to just like a one-time sale. Like you want to get into property.
Absolutely. Real estate.
Oh, that could be like a rest stops, like on the way to the next town or something. It wouldn't take much to put some floors in there.
We could start our own town.
Start our own town
Yeah.
around a tower.
There's
Sounds
and
perfect.
We should start a fight club
you should
in there.
look up the Kickstarter project, Strongholds and Followers, I think is what it's called. It's kind of like a throwback to old school D&D. It's a guy that did, for one, a very wildly successful Kickstarter.
Oh yeah.
But also is about like, I think I mentioned this the last time we were playing, actually. It's like the original D&D was like, you're one fucking dude or a group of people, and you go out and slay monsters and attack castles and eventually work up enough money to get your own fucking castle, and then you fight off other adventurers that are trying to get your shit.
5th edition supplement for building strongholds and attracting followers. That sounds awesome.
That seems like a direction you could be into. I don't know how long it's going to take him to get the book out, though, because I think his Kickstarter, like, I don't know if it's even done yet.
Well, we now have few awesome locations to go to. Maybe we should go to the location where the chalice needs to go. Venture out that way just to see where it is even about.
That's not a bad plan. Start heading that way. Like how far? I don't know. Like, what's the geography here? Where are we? Are we pretty far inland? Is our town's on the way?
Mm-hmm.
And how far away is the turn?
That you don't know.
From what I gather, nobody knows when the turn is.
What do you guys think? Should we make our own town?
I think we should make at least a guild up there.
A guild?
Yeah.
A guild of what? Wizards?
Future adventurers.
Healers? We could make 3 guilds. You could have a thieves guild, a wizards guild. You could start a school.
Yeah, I think we
I
should
like
start
the
a
idea if
school.
it was just us playing for shits and gigs, but I don't think it'd make for very good podcasting. Do you? I mean, we could. I guess we could make it. It is what we make it.
That'd be pretty cool to find little minions, make
Like we
a
could
school.
make it fairly amusing, I guess.
Those guys can go off the world and do our bidding and pay us money.
Like, how would we even start? What do you start a town with? I would think like some sort of rest stop.
Well,
Like most towns in America sprung up around railroads and freeways. So like,
We'd have to have some sort of, it can start off as a material building place, so we trade materials like the forest around it. We could start a logging, and then from there, build off from there.
there we go. We could turn the wizard tower into a general store.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have to find somebody to run it.
Ooh, that'd be cool while we're on our... Yeah, while we're on our way, we can also bring in exotic goods so people would want to go up there.
Could be a spin-off podcast.
The general store. The very good general store.
The very good merchanting team. Or mercantile.
All right,
It's a
that'll be
very good mercantile.
1925. Okay, here's your change. Next.
A lot of opportunities for sound effects in there. Just throw that cash register machine. Coin sounds.
Oh shit, we're at a stick up. Oh no, guys.
You made 20 gold.
Roll for tip.
Next week on the very good merchanting team.
Could be a lot of role play opportunities there. You guys carry Gatorade? I don't see any orange back here. Yeah, we're out of stock on that right now. Well, how long till it's in?
You want shorts or hundreds?
Na-na-na.
So, this, you'll recall, is approximately the world. You guys are more or less there in the center of the western continent.
How wide is the continent?
I don't have exact numbers worked out, but I think that middle part width is about 1,000 miles, so you'd be about 500 miles away.
Okay, so presumably there's going to be a bunch of towns between us and the...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys are in a fairly populated land.
We're like where the river forks and shit?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we should go to these northern islands right now.
Let's go!
If we're going to that island, is that something like that we would want to bring Gracie with then?
No,
No.
not yet, I don't think.
Not a 500-mile trip and we don't know what we're getting ourselves into.
Well, it's just 500 miles to the shoreline.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It
I mean,
looks
she's
like
gonna
it's
have to go
probably-
there. What if we have to come back and get her?
Well, then we do what we got to do.
Why don't we just,
I mean, we
Like,
don't
get a
have
whole caravan together and buy Perkins and everything?
why
We don't have
Why
the
don't we work smarter, not harder?
we don't have the chalice or anything to really make it. We'd
Well,
have
where
to
do-
come back anyway.
Yeah, we would have to come back to Annan to get the chalice. It's underground.
Fair enough. So you just want to scout ahead and see what things look like?
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I guess, like, it was a good suggestion. Like, maybe there's something there that suggests what needs to be done, like some sort of ruin or something, or else.
Maybe people close to there know what they're doing. Maybe we'll get picked up by another demigod somewhere. Who knows?
It's like getting signed to another label.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
Well-
we should just ask Exut what we should do.
How do we call her? Murder somebody? Should we go find a bunny?
Yeah. I feel that we still need to gear up before we start doing some of these ventures.
All right.
Which is specifically what Exut has been doing for you guys, is getting you guys more loots and gears. You got the dick necklace so far.
The shovel.
The
with
shovel.
Yeah.
The
And
shovel
there's-
necklace.
More stuff to come.
Giggity.
Because you guys basically just got back from that, and then she visited and said that she was looking into the next item, and that she would visit you soon.
Well, we can explore this continent more. We can go north past the mountains, see what's over there. We can go south past the jungle. If you didn't want to go towards the center.
What are you talking about? To get to the jungle and shit, like, it's a journey of like 1,000 miles.
Well, I'm just
Over-
saying, if we didn't want to go east, we'd have to go north or south.
Why are we going anywhere? If she's going to contact us soon, why don't we just put our thumbs up her butt?
We're
Find some-
assuming, like, maybe she knows where we're going.
I don't think she's like
It doesn't work like that.
We were already told she can't see the future. She's not omnipotent.
Always in motion it is. We don't have to go very far. Let's go to the next town and see what's what. Maybe there's work to be had. That's not very far away.
Maybe over to Kingsbury?
Sure. Though Kingsbury is like, that's to the coast.
Yeah,
We
that's
Oh,
pretty
okay,
far.
that's a little...
Well, I will tell you guys that there is a thing that's about to happen that will give you some work and a next thing to do. So
Hey, that's cool.
if you wanted to like do some exploring, we can do that too. But I'm just being lazy and telling you that the thing I have prepared is about to happen to you.
Oh, that's fine. I was just trying
Let's
to
just
think...
relax in the shop then until something happens.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't know. Wait for other... Ding, ding!
I certainly have like some other shit about other areas, sort of ready, but just not like well prepped enough that I could make.
I'm gonna...
Like you guys could go places and be like, yep, you're there now.
I'm gonna ask Melvin.
Nothing going on. You want to keep hanging out? Pull up a chair.
I'm gonna ask Melvin to teach me how to play Pogs. Melvin,
You want to know how to play Pogs?
I do.
You haven't learned just by watching us.
I mean, I don't know. I just see you slamming and losing. I just want to learn more.
Oh,
Oh,
burn.
It's a 3rd-degree burn. And you have a slammer. You have the
I have the copper knockers.
you have the copper knockers. So you're just itching to use those copper knockers.
Because it's itching. Yep. I'm going to pull them out of my pants and wash it off. And I'm like, can you teach me how to play some Pogs?
You guys want to play a round of Pogs?
Yeah.
A nice friendly game of
Just
Pogs.
a nice friendly game.
Friendly?
Well, let's make it interesting.
He was talking shit.
Yeah, I
You
know.
gonna take that?
I agree.
Maybe I'm ignorantly talking shit.
Well, you want to play Pogs,
I do.
Kolvikk? Well, what are you putting on the line?
I don't know. I don't really want to lose.
I don't. Just to preface
I don't know
this,
why
I
I'm
don't want
talking
any
like a-
pants.
I don't want
no
to
pants.
talking like a nerd. Well, I don't want to lose this guy anymore, but I have the copper knockers in my hand. I'm like, well, do you want this thing back?
Well, how are we doing this? Generally, our slammers are almost. Well, that's negotiable, right? Whether slammers are on the table or not.
Yeah, you don't have to play for slammers. I mean, you guys really could just play a straight up friendly game of
Doesn't
nothing on the line,
Doesn't sound
or
like Melvin wants to. He's a gambler.
or you guys could do a wager of whatever kind you want. Though pants sounds like that's already been rejected, but throw some gold
My-
on the line.
my
Why don't we
Gotcha.
go to the bar and do it? You don't necessarily have to play in the bar for your slammer. You could play for money
True.
against a stranger with him as a mentor. You don't necessarily have to play against the wizard either.
Yeah, let's go to the bar. And I've been meaning to talk to Dunk anyway, just to see what's up. Let's
Yo.
go down to the old broken egg.
Yo, Dunk, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Dunk.
You adventure. Well, it's not really an adventure, but you walk down to the broken egg and
More of a gallivant.
you gallivant to the broken egg. We haven't really established a time here, so let's just conveniently say that it's evening time. There are a variety of the usual patrons starting to filter in here. You can see, Hot Carl is up there on the stage doing his thing. The band's playing. Mia's rolling around out there on the floor doing what the fuck ever she does, and
How are they doing, by the way, after the whole death? Are they doing all right? I mean, everything back to normal, I suppose.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, you go over and you talk to him and
I'll
check
talk-
in,
Mhm.
right? You check in with Hot Carl, and Mia sees you talking to him. She comes over and says hello and checks in with you guys, and they're sad about it. They definitely seem like they're affected in at least some way, but this is normal life for them. Like, people disappear, people get killed, people get bought. Like, weird shit like that happens all the time.
Can we buy somebody?
Not here. This is a little more
And set them free, of
civilized.
course.
Yeah. I feel kind of. I mean, how are you feeling that you're down here now? I mean, Lexi's kind of gone. It's the second time you're down here without her here.
It's a little melancholy.
A little melancholy.
I don't really feel like boning anymore.
No.
It's going to take me a while to come out of my shell, so to speak.
Salam, listeners. Thanks for coming back. So the first half of this episode was largely composed of material I was going to cut. I listened to it a few times, and while some of the editing isn't super fantastic, I did my best to cut it together as a mostly natural conversation. I felt like it was all material you folks might find reasonably interesting, though, so I decided to leave it all in. It seems like you folks like the episodes where we just kind of ramble and stumble our way through things anyway, so yeah, well, I hope you're enjoying it so far. By the time you hear this message, the Retroverse folks will be halfway through their Kickstarter campaign. I've already pledged my hard-earned dollars, and if you like what they're doing, you might want to consider it as well. You can go to lasersandliches.com and see their handiwork. And the link to their Kickstarter is right there on the front page. Again, we're not getting paid to say any of this. It's just a super cool project that I'm excited about. That's the great thing about being the dude that edits these episodes. I just get to plug whatever I want, and none of those other assholes can do anything about it. Unfortunately, we had no new reviews this week. We shed a tear. We'll thank Bapperson again, since they were the last review we received. Get out there and leave us a review on iTunes so we have something to read during the next break. As always, you can find links to the various social media sites, the voluntary Rickroll, Patreon, and Ko-fi, and even a link to the new subreddit out there on the VGAT.com. THEVGAT.com. Well, folks, not a lot else to put out there. Just another regular week slagging away at the old podcast grindstone. let's get back into some hot Pogs action. In the back room, there is an assortment of other Pogs players. Let's see here.
Well, I'm looking for someone specifically.
You're looking for Sabin?
Nope. The other guy. The pants guy. He's kind of my... He doesn't know he's my arch rival, but I have very strong feelings against him.
Yeah, we never really... We haven't really established anything about that guy. We haven't even given him a name or anything yet.
No, I just know him as Pants Guy.
Pants Guy. Leon. I was watching a little Blade Runner earlier today on my plane ride. Makes me think of Leon. That was from the first movie, though. Leon? What's Leon's last name?
Ironically, it's Jeans Off.
Jeans Off?
Jeans on. Jeans off.
Leon
Or
Jeans
his name could be
off.
Gene.
Jeans Off?
His name is Jeans Off. There it is.
Eugene's off.
Jeans Off.
Gene for short. My friends call me Gene.
I picture him as like a middle-aged balding guy, like a salesman with a comb over and glasses.
Oh man, you said middle-aged bald guy, and I thought of the what the fuck is his name? The Rube from King of the Hill.
The Rube.
Oh,
yeah. Not Dale, not Boomhauer, but the third one. What the hell's his name?
He's always kind of
He's in love with Peggy.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's gonna bother me now.
I know.
Yeah, I can fix this.
He's in the National Guard.
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah.
Bill Dotrieve.
Bill Dotrieve.
Eugene Zoff, a.k.a. Gene. Fucking Eugene Zoff. I did like Leon, but that's just too perfect to pass up. Yeah, Gene is there. Sabin is there. Gene is there. And they have one additional crony. There's the three of them that are always hanging out. Sabin, we've talked about, is kind of older. And by the way, just in case this hasn't been established anywhere else, the majority of, what would you call it, like sentient and humanoid races in civilization are human beings. Like, I haven't come up with a number yet, but it would be like 85% plus of all people are human. So unless I say otherwise, they're all human.
Okay.
So Sabin and Eugene are both humans. Sabin, we talked about him being significantly older. Eugene, we'll say, is a middle-aged,
Balding man.
balding salesman of some kind. We don't know exactly what he does during the day. And then there is one additional crony. Who's the other guy going to be?
Steve.
We'll say this guy's like, how about this guy's in the middle? He's like in his 50s. Not quite retirement age, but he's definitely coasting towards it.
He's kind of greasy. Creepy looking. Like, what's the medieval equivalent of a plain white van? That's what this guy rides around in.
He just never talks.
Giving people the side eye.
So nobody knows if he's mute or not. He just...
They don't even know what his last name. They're not even sure if Steve is his name. They just started calling him that. He's been hanging around ever since.
Fucking Steve.
Everybody has a different name for him. You know, old Bill over there. You mean Steve? Yeah.
Jeez. He lives in a caravan down by the river. Or what? I mean, what the fuck would you call that? Like a cart, like a covered cart, like
Covered wagon.
covered wagon. He lives in a covered wagon
Down by the river.
A covered wagon.
Pulled by a goat.
Only thing
You
they
can't
know is
afford
he did
anything
it
better.
finish high school. And he
That's
became
one hell of a goat. I'd like to see that goat.
Well, that's why it's down by the river. He got to the bottom of a hill and never got back up. So he got one fucking goat pulling that thing.
Valleys are tough.
one goat power doesn't get you anywhere these days.
One GP.
So Steve, Gene, and Sabin are hanging out downstairs in the Broken Egg, and they see you come in, and it's that semi-friendly greeting of old rivals. You know, mostly they're looking at Melvin, thinking that he's the one that's going to be playing here. You guys want to stop at the bar, grab yourself some beverages,
Yep. Some fucking brandy.
get yourself some awesome drinks and an apple juice, and they're all sitting around the tables. If you remember, I kind of described this as like it's a fairly long, narrow room. There's a raised platform down the center where the dancers are. The left side of that room is where the, I don't know, pit boss / dealer, card game kind of thing, like where there's like a house dealer controlling it on the left side, and then the right side is just the Pogs table. So they're over there. They're at the far back one because the cool kids are always at the far back one. And there you be. What do you want to do?
Well, came here to teach Kolvikk some Pogs. So let's find ourselves a Pogs table. And you're busting out the copper knockers, so...
I'm not going to bet him. I'm seeing this guy is kind of like a sales guy, knowing him as a salesperson. The only other salesperson I've ever met was... What's his face from the other town? Pardon. Yeah, Pardon. And so I'm actually going to bust out, because I have 3 bottles of cleaners on me. And I'm just going to look at Gene's guy. I'm like, you, me, Pogs? And I'm going to hold him up. Get stains out of anything.
You're like Vanna Whiting?
Yeah, Vanna Whiting this cleaner,
display.
just trying to have him so he can sell it. Hopefully that gets his attention.
All right, so we've got to establish what this guy sells, because whatever you're bidding, is like a sales guy item. So what does this guy sell? It's got to be something fucking dumb.
Something dumb, around the townspeople that nobody ever buys unless they've never heard of this guy before.
Right. He gets his 4 sympathy sales per year. That's kind of like his commission he lives on. It's the knife salesman.
I almost want to say it's what's the equivalent of a vacuum?
Brooms.
Yeah, I guess.
So just a broom salesman. So you look over. Funny that it's both cleaning supplies. So you look over and,
and you're like so interested.
You're posing with this bottle of cleaning fluid, and he opens up his coat, and hanging inside of it is one of those miniature broom and dustpans. Just inside of his coat, hanging in there. And he kind of nods at you, like indicating it. Like,
says, is he trying to sell to Kolvikk brooms?
It's a bet for bet.
Oh.
I go, yes.
All right. And the rest of the crew over there, they all kind of pat him on the back and give him some encouraging pushes forward. And you step up to the Pogs table with Gene. Eugene's off. That's almost even better. Eugene's off. So you're on the other side with Eugene's off. You're betting a very small broom and dustpan against the bottle of cleaning fluid. And you guys, you got to coach him through this, Melvin. Tell him.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I mean, you're being pretty aggressive over here. You're picking out a guy right out of the crowd. But all right, I got your back, man. So.
Hey, Greasy Steve, I got 5 on the orc.
Greasy Steve.
So,
Greasy Steve, we're writing that down.
So, you're not. So Steve is not the sales guy. It's
Eugene.
Eugene. He's the sales guy.
He's the sales guy.
Not Greasy Steve. Okay.
Steve doesn't. Nobody knows what Steve does because he doesn't talk.
Okay.
Something is in that covered van down by the river, but
I'd be happy if he was like the most powerful man in town for some reason.
I was thinking he's actually like he runs like a charity out of there or something like that. Like
he's the heart of gold guy.
Everybody thinks he's creepy as fuck, but he's in there like
really nice.
hand stitching teddy bears,
making meals for the elderly and infirm.
But I always think it's creepy because he always has like balloons around his weird place and.
He's just trying to give the covered wagon enough loft to get back up the hill.
All right, Kolvikk, you got your slammer ready to go?
I hold up the slammer.
All right, so he's learning you, and what we're gonna do, because I love giving you guys as many advantages as I can, is I'm gonna allow you once in your set of 3 to re-roll, just one time, and you're gonna have to basically what we'll do is you'll make your rolls, and then I'll roll the other side of it.
Okay.
But if you roll and you're like, oh, that sucks, you can do a re-roll.
All right.
So, get my little note taken.
Do you have any strategy to give me while we're all warming up?
Don't lose.
Don't lose. It's good.
Oh. Okay.
And then you want to slam your slammer. So.
It's all in the wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, once you said that, my eyes perk up. The wrist. Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. I'm familiar with the wrist.
Kolvikk is strong.
Especially after holding these copper knockers for like the last week.
Is there going to be like a parallel montage where he shows you shake making after this? No, you're doing it wrong. Let me show you.
Yeah. He should have been selling shake weights or something.
All right, so you're at the table. We're setting up. We're excited, and you're ready to stack up these pogs and start slamming them down. So take your first shot.
Kolvikk.
6.
6. And then the way we'll do this is the same way we're doing it with Melvin. Is that you are going to add your you're not proficient. Melvin is proficient in pogs. You would not be. So you're only going to add your dexterity modifier.
Yep. For the dexterity?
Yep.
All right. Thankfully, it's not. That's good. So,
Creepy
8.
Steve took your bet, by the way, Roscoe. He didn't say anything, but he just he sidled up to you. Like you looked away because you didn't think that he got it, and then you looked over and he was just fucking standing there.
He's just there. Oh, Jesus.
Could have a box of Tic Tacs. And then the 5 gold was on the table right next to yours.
I'm gonna look at Saban and I'm gonna say 10 gold on the ore.
Damn.
After that first roll? Okay. But that was my first roll, so I'm just going to let it slide. It was my bad one. I missed. I don't know, but...
All right. Let me make sure I'm writing this down, Melvin. All right. His roll. Yeah, he destroyed you. You got a 19 on the first one, so
This guy.
it is 0 to 1.
13?
13. You're going to keep that? And it's 13 plus, what's your dex?
No, it'd be 13 with dex.
With dex, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to re-roll. Okay, 19.
19.
Good one.
His is a 4. 1 and 1.
Should have kept that first one. Natural 20.
Nice. He rolled a 15, which was 17. So you now are the proud owner of a very small broom and dustpan.
Woo! I'm just holding up really proudly.
He's a good sport about it, though. He reaches off the table and gives you a shake, and not a shake, obviously, a handshake. He didn't just have a shake prepared.
I'm all excited about this now. I can now add gambling to my list of deeds.
There you go. Melvin, take your 10 gold from Saban, and Roscoe, take your 5 gold from Creepy Steve.
It's all greasy. Like when you're kids and somebody ate pizza and then handled your NES controller.
That was the fucking worst, man. Towel off before you grab my controllers.
So as we get up from the table, I'm going to go ahead and grab the broom and sweep off the table as we walk away.
Nice.
Just, make it pristine, because I think we're going to go.
That didn't get your blood going?
Yeah.
You only got one game?
That's all.
I mean, I thought we were down here to play see Dunk as well.
I mean, we were, but mostly we came down here because you had a interest in Pogs. I mean, how do you feel after your first Pogs game? You won your first Pogs game?
Oh, I felt exhilarated. I mean, I got some stinky orc sweat coming off me right now,
Stinky.
just because I wasn't sure. It was a very intense moment for me. Everybody was like all eyes on me. I'm just like,
You had about 9 o'clock?
what?
You had about 9 o'clock?
9:15. So, well, I guess in rocket terms, maybe like 3/4 of a.
Fucking the lipstick.
Thank you.
It's peeking out a little bit.
One turn of the dial.
Quarter turn.
What's like is it like a 5 turn is the full?
So, is that, are you one and done? Do you feel like you want to go another round?
No, I'm
Moderation?
Moderation on this one. I'm not the crazy hardcore gambler that other people are. So
Seems like Melvin's ready for a go.
I can tell he's feeling the spirit.
Yeah.
Melvin?
Yep. I'm gonna look at Saban and see if he's interested in the game. I'll give him the old raised eyebrow. I'm feeling good. I'm hoping Kolvikk's good luck is gonna rub off on me.
Nice. Saban is definitely always up for a game with you.
I'll ask Saban if he's interested in winning back his douchey deep cut.
The deep cut.
The deep cut.
Yeah, he is definitely interested in playing for the deep cut. Shit, what was his other one?
He needs something of
It was,
reciprocal value.
Was it the
Saban's other one?
Yeah,
it was the don't tread on me thing, wasn't it?
Oh, the Gadsden flag?
The Gadsden flag, or he didn't.
he had at least that. I thought there was another one. I'm trying to think of.
I wanted
So the way that I have these listed, I have the deep cut, dumb skull, dumb snake. Those are the only ones that I have listed from Saban. I thought maybe this because the snake one was the Gadsden flag one. Or let's say that.
I mean, here are the ones that I'm pretty sure that I have: the deep cut, the rigid rainbow. Did I get the adoption papers?
You never lost them.
I never lost them.
Yeah, I think you put those away after.
And then I won Me Lucky Charms and the Monkey Surprise from Colora.
I'm not to toot my own horn, but that's my favorite one so far.
So which ones have you lost? Like, you've been on a losing streak.
Well, I lost the Copper Knockers, but then Kolvikk won that back.
Well, and basically, I just let you guys play long enough to win them all back. So you haven't lost any of them except for the Copper Knockers, which technically was won back, to the group. But
What if he has one that says ass, gas, or grass, nobody rides for free?
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like he got that one from Greasy Steve.
Yeah. Is there gas? Do we have a lot of gas-powered vehicles?
Lanterns and shit.
Ass, gas, or ponies. I guess that doesn't work.
Ass whale oil, or
doesn't have quite the same ring.
Ass, whale oil, or medicinal herb, nobody rides for free.
So let's say that Saban, I mean, this guy's like a older retired guy, right? Sitting down here and playing Pogs with especially traveling people that come through town. This is like what this guy does.
Yeah.
Is this like what old retired people do, like when they're at the casino?
People that play chess at the park.
Yeah.
Or play slot machines.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't thinking that highbrow, but
Most of the time it's above ground, but he just does it at the shady bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I believe we've talked about this before, that Pogs is the game for all generations, all ages. It really
TM.
really unites the people in a way that no other sport or activity does. I think we can all agree on that. So, he's like an underground dude, but because of the gambling aspect, let's say. But since he is playing all the time, and because this town is a pretty central route, a trade route kind of thing, being in the center of the continent, he sees a lot of people come through. So
not all of his Pogs are super, super douchey.
Like, his favorite ones are the ones he's had custom made for himself, or made himself. I think we actually established last time he had made them himself. But he's won a fuckload of slammers from other people. Like, Saban is pretty damn good at this. We can come up with whatever we want to for his fucking... Should there be one? Maybe it's got a big pot leaf on it.
Yeah, that seems good.
And it's got the ass medicinal weed or whale oil.
Ass, whale oil, or medicinal herb.
Nobody rides for free. It's in really tiny font, so it can go in a circle all the way around. All right, so now we just need a name for this one.
it's a biker slogan.
Bong Ripper 420.
Bong
Oh, yeah.
Bong Ripper 420.
It's fucking Saban, the stoner. He's been a stoner this whole time.
Oh, you won it off a stoner.
Yeah, he won it off a stoner. What did you call it? Bong Ripper 420?
Yep, the Bong Ripper 420.
So, you step up to the Pogs table, you lay down the deep cut, one of Saban's favorite slammers, and he lays down as a counteroffer the Bong Ripper 420, which has a marijuana leaf and... help me out again.
Ass, whale oil, or medicinal herb. Nobody rides for free.
So catchy.
I mean, it just rolls right off the tongue. He's got that slammer, and he wants to know if you will gamble between those two.
I look at that and just laugh out loud. Yeah. Yeah.
He sets it down, and he's like, I got this one the other day. It's pretty cool.
Actually, do you just want to trade straight up right now?
He's got too much pog honor for that. He wants to play for it.
Fair enough. All
All right, let's do this. What's your... So your proficiency went up, right? So you're going to be basically +5 on these rolls, eh?
Oh, really? Let me see here.
Because your dex gives you like a +2? You're a fairly dexterous wizard.
Q.
Why the fuck?
Elevator music.
We're level
No.
7, correct?
We should be.
Dexterous. Yes, I have a +2. Yeah, absolutely. +5 on these rolls. That's fucking sweet.
All right.
Oh, dang.
Got that
Saban's pretty talented as well, but he only gets a +4.
going. Suck it, Saban. All right, here we go.
Whoop.
Ooh, not good.
That's going to be a win for Saban. He's got a 16
With the
out of a
+5.
total of 20 versus your 11. Or is that a 10?
That's a 10. Come on, I really want that bong ripper.
Second toss.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's only got 8 over here.
6.
What? You rolled a fucking
I rolled a 1.
Oh, man.
Saban gleefully reaches over and slides back the deep cut, one of his favorite slammers. Regrettably, luck was not a lady for you tonight.
I'm actually gonna go. Me! No! I want to play Saban. I want to go Top Guns.
Oh, dude. Well, Melvin's got to relinquish the table.
Damn it, I really want that bong ripper. I'm gonna be really butthurt if
I'll put up 100 of my own gold pieces against the bong ripper. I'll stake him.
You're gonna stake him for the bong ripper, huh? All right. Saban is agreeable to that because, well, he does play pogs for money. So here you are.
Come on.
Take it away, Melvin.
I rolled another 1.
Wow. He rolled a 14, which is 18.
Oh my
You should let me play him.
What? I'm changing dice.
Yeah, the P dice aren't the best.
All right.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's much better. 21.
Yeah, that's a 13 on his end, so that's one win for you.
Oh, man.
1 and 1.
Oh, man.
This is the deciding roll.
Hold on.
Holy shit.
9.
22.
Oh, no! 100 gold. God.
Oh my god.
Saban is cleaning up.
Mm-hmm. He's laughing his ass off over there.
God damn it. Minus 90 gold. I'm out. I flip over the table. Fuck this shit.
It's bolted to the floor, but you
Oh.
like you motion.
I tried to love it.
You just like rub the edges.
You walk off with your backsword.
It's the symbolic action, though. Everybody knows what that means.
I'll stake the orc, you weaselly old son of a bitch.
You'll stake me.
200 gold against 2 of the slammers.
Well, you have to remember, I just thought I'm not proficient.
I don't
He
give a
is.
shit. I'm mad.
Oh man!
Okay.
All right, so you are putting 200 gold against not only the Bong Ripper 420, but you want to bet for the deep cut as well.
Mhm.
All right. Or wait, sorry. Melvin? Were you playing for a slammer?
Um,
No, just for
no,
my gold.
the first time I had bet the deep cut, so he
Yep.
won that one.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
the next one, we lost 100 gold.
I took 100 gold out of my own personal stash for that.
All right.
Yeah, okay, well,
200 gold and 2 slammers on the line. Kolvikk, it is up to you to shine.
okay, yeah, okay, so I'm not going to do the copper knockers if the 200's on the table. That's just
Yep. He's
All right.
he's staking you on this one.
what's really going out now.
God.
What did you roll?
3.
You rolled a 3. Well,
You
you
roll-
rolled a 5. That's a 9.
He rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1.
That's
That's
3
3
ones.
total.
That's 3 1s so far in this Pogs game. Jeez.
What the fuck is Saban about?
All
Dice
right,
are
roll
loaded.
number 2. He rolled a 3. That's a total of 7.
17.
That's good.
17, so it's 1 and 1.
Oh man, this is it.
Just going to do some orcish shakes.
Or are you going to try and intimidate him?
Yeah.
Maybe
let's
you
do
should
that.
make an intimidation roll first.
Let's do that. Let's do an intimidation. Show him my wrist action. It's almost like grunting.
All right, roll intimidation.
13 plus, so 16.
He is successfully intimidated. I'm going to have him roll this final roll at disadvantage. Here it comes. Last roll to determine the fate of 200 gold and 2 slammers. I rolled on the first dice a 20. And on the second dice a 3. So that's 7.
And I rolled 6.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I got a 4.
All right.
Shit.
Man, all of it washes away. Sabin cleans house. He makes some good money tonight. At least you didn't lose the copper knockers, but you did definitely lose the gold.
I feel bad. I am going to shift some of my money towards Roscoe, just because that's $300 down going against us. So I'm going to give him 150 of my own.
Oh, that's very generous. Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
I
Kolvikk, I hope you learned a lot about Pogs tonight.
I did. I did.
Pogs and gambling and dignity.
Hmm.
Man, by 1.
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
I wanted to. Man, I've never been so tempted to cheat at this game.
We have
I'm
the
not gonna lie,
shittiest
just
luck in
now, I
Pogs.
really, really wanted to. I'm like, I can't though. God dang.
Yeah, I mean, the
So-
story's not interesting if you guys win everything you do.
I know.
I mean,
Exactly.
But that's the problem with losing everything. No, it was good.
All right, let's talk to Dunk. We've lost enough.
Dunk happens to be back in his office when you guys go looking for him. So you go bang on the door and, fuck, I can't remember. Did I ever do a voice for that guy?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. He was just kind of a normal. So you guys knock on the door and he calls out, who is it?
It's a very good adventuring team.
He says, come on in.
Hey, Dunk, did you get our little note that we left you?
Yeah, I got your note. I was a little confused about that. You wanted me to run interference with them. What kind of interference did you want me to run with them? I mean, I haven't seen them in a long time, so I don't really know what you're looking for from me as a service here.
I think we're good. I got all the information I need. So, we're done. I mean, the guy he doesn't know what we're talking about, so he obviously didn't do shit. So we want a little money.
All right, we're done here.
You just back out of the room.
like Homer coming out of the hedges.
So he's like, I mean, are you really just going to leave after he says that?
Wait, what the fuck? Yeah. I don't have anything to
We
talk.
don't care how he's doing.
Yeah.
Peace out, homies. So you guys are like backing towards the door, and he's like, "Did you need anything from me, or did you?"
Nope, not anymore.
We're good here. Thanks, Dunk.
He's giving you kind of a suspicious eye as you back out of the room, but that's pretty much that.
Okay, so
Well, that filled up some time now.
yeah.
Let's go home. We're down a slammer, 300 gold.
Fucking hell.
My dignity.
Yep, a little bit.
Hey,
But-
at least you got your pants. Out of
Mhm.
this
I did.
time.
I kept it, and I got a cool little dustpan I'm playing with on the way home.
Randomly, so like you're sweeping off your clothes and whatnot.
Clean your shake making room with that.
Yeah, you know what? How are your shakes going, Kolvikk? Your shake business?
Well, it was going good. Like I said, it was kind of suppliers eating his own demand, which was weird at first. And so,
But you get used to it.
They didn't really catch on. I've been handing out. Well, nobody really called me that I know about looking for shakes, so it's just me trying to perfect that, trying to get that perfect ingredient. Now I'm running low on ingredients, so I haven't made any in a while.
I mean, you've got the perfect ingredient, right?
I have.
Or are you just trying to find the right flavor?
No, I
Just
mean,
keep eating pineapple.
I'm missing
Avoid
some.
asparagus.
I need to go out and
Don't smoke.
or you could for a more peaty flavor.
Mesquite. Mesquite skeet.
No, I'm not really satisfied. I'm not distributing anymore. I'm looking.
Episode 26, Mostly Rambling, was released on April 22nd, 2018, We would love it if you came back for another episode next week of the very good Adventuring Cheese.